Face was so close.
The microphone
Everyone.
is muted. The microphone was muted. I was like, oh, I got to be ready to talk. So then I was like, where's the button? And then you get my big, beautiful face.
It was beautiful. All right, everyone. This is week 8, episode 9 of the D League podcast. We have a very special guest, Dan Renner. He has not been on. He didn't go on the deleted season 1 or last year. So we are in exclusive company, I would say. What's up, man?
Yes.
How's it going?
What's going on, man? Hey, appreciate you putting this on. This takes hard work, dedication to keep this pod going, especially with these pieces of shit listening in. So I appreciate the invite. I feel like I'm a part of the club now, the exclusive club, to be in the good graces of Mr. Austin Damrick.
We've pretty much been reusing hosts or guests at this point, so it's nice to have new blood in here. Also, your beard looks immaculate. Are you doing adrenochrome? You sucking the bloods of babies? Well, you look younger than ever.
Well,
mine is pure white now, dude.
Sick joke. I was supposed to have twins, but had to. One had to go to keep the face.
Baby, I need this.
What you drinking, baby?
I made a Manhattan with some High West double rye and some Cochi di Torino sweet vermouth.
Oh, so you're fancy.
Quite nice. Yeah, I'm real fancy.
I'm just raw dogging the Angels Envy here. So,
dude, I remember the first time I had Angels Envy when I lived in Kansas City, and it was like my whole world expanded. Because I had just been drinking I'll take a whiskey Coke, and it was like the well whiskey. And then my roommate was like, yeah, I got this bottle of Angel's Envy. I was like, oh my God. I didn't know whiskey could actually taste good.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure the well whiskey was ruined for me after our experience at Iowa State. So
yeah,
I can only drink the classy stuff. Otherwise, I'll be yakking it up.
It's been, I think it was a good 15 years before I touched rum after living with you. So I was scarred for a long fucking time.
I can still barely touch the stuff. So unless it's in a daiquiri. So, sometimes I like to get a little spicy on the beach.
Yeah, you have to cover it up with a lot of shit. I can't do it. I can't do just rum anymore. It makes me want to puke.
But all right, man. So tell me. So do you usually how does this flow go? Where do you want to start? I've heard a couple casts, but I know they can take a couple different directions. But you tell me. MC.
So we typically start with just general NFL stuff, and anything we thought was funny or interesting, and then we go into the actual leagues, and that's where you can talk about your matchups. And then last year we were talking about give us a rundown on your franchise and your history with the league, so we can do that because you're a first-time guest. And I don't think many people have heard of Nice Hands Marty, so we can let them know the history there. Well, you were a Reggie Ray's concussion count. Well, we'll get to it in a minute. But
it's a whole lore. It's a whole lore.
It is,
so,
yeah.
There's backstory left and right, and it's great.
Yeah, there's books written on this. So just general personal chatter. First up, the Clones. Motherfucking 7-0 for the first time since any of us have been alive, since my dad was alive. My grandpa would have been born, I suppose, the last time this happened. But this is uncharted territory, and this is fucking unbelievable.
It's insane. I mean, also though, they barely held on against UCF last night or last weekend. I mean,
that was scary.
And also too, how? I mean, I don't know. How do we do that at home? 13-point favorites, and we have a last-second God prayer comeback to remain undefeated. I mean, are we legitimate?
I know. If we had lost, I would have been like, we have to shelve the black uniforms forever. I'm done with this. Done with this trash.
I mean, if we lost, would we have fallen out of the top 25? Like, are we like looking around the league? I mean, you look at the powerhouses, like even Indiana, all of a sudden is like they absolutely dominated Nebraska. I mean, Mizzou kind of sucks, but like, I mean, are we even really in consideration when looking at some of these fringe teams that used to like be absolutely terrible, and then we go in, get fist pounded in our own house, and now too, like coming up the Big 12 matchup with BYU and UCF. BYU is opening up as 2-point dogs, so
to
and
UCF.
they're ranked right behind us. We opened up
Yeah.
13-point favorites. Like what? I don't really know how this is. You tell me. Like what's going on here?
Well, two things happened. One was they switched QBs. UCF did to a running
Yeah.
QB. So maybe I don't know. Maybe we weren't prepared for that. One also we're down like 9 linebackers. Not even joking. We're down all of our starters, all of our backups, all of our third stringers, and we're using walk-ons now. So I think the fact that we were able to still crawl out of this and force a bunch of 3 and outs in the second half is pretty admirable. But it also was weird. The only other undefeated team in the Big 12 was BYU, and they also were at home versus a team coming off 3 straight losses and had to score in the last 30 seconds,
Yeah.
38-35. Like,
Yeah.
at home. That was fucking so bizarre. And I actually did think we played BYU in the regular season, but we don't. So that goes in our favor. We could potentially meet up in the Big 12 championship after
Right.
a lot of the slots for the playoff are decided. So I don't know. I don't see why we would lose to anybody else other than K-State. I could see that just because K-State's are my fucking nightmare. But yeah, going
which they got hammered by BYU. So like
okay
through the transitive property, I think they won like they lost by like 38, 36-9 or
holy
something like
shit.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. So like transitive property, like how bad BYU beats or loses to UCF, like is there some sort of middle ground there? Like
Gotta hope so.
but it is conceivable that Iowa State goes undefeated if they just don't fuck themselves. I mean, like literally, like you think about it, it's almost when you think about it in the NFL, it's like the Vikings. I mean, they can win a bunch of games, but it seems like they just fuck themselves at the end. Gary Anderson against the Atlanta Falcons. I remember I was watching that game. Could have gone to Miami, baby.
What's his name against Seattle? A 20 fucking 4-yarder or whatever. God. Yeah, it's kind of up to us. I'm a little nervous, but we're also on pace for the best season ever, which means we will finally smash the like 10-win ceiling that has eluded Iowa State for 100 years. So I guess even if we don't win the Big 12, which at this point it seems like we'll at least go to the title game. There at some point, even if we win a bowl game or something, we can get that 10-win mark, which is something that I know Twitter has been holding over our heads forever. Because I'm on Twitter.
I just hope we continue to like get a little healthier or like stay healthy, and then go. I mean, literally, Utah was the game that I had marked like early on in the season that was going to be tough, but like with Cam Rising going down, and I mean Utah is just is nobody now. I mean, really, our true test is Kansas State, and then it's the playoffs, man. So it's like, do we? I mean, when I look at it, could we beat an Indiana? Could we beat a Notre Dame? I mean, I think Georgia. They're just Oregon, maybe too fast, too strong. But can we at least can we advance? Can we do something? So I just hope we can get better. And I don't know where we're going to be slotted, but Iowa State at least travels really well. Whereas Notre Dame's going to travel well. I don't know how well Indiana is. This is like their first year doing anything of note, but I'm just kind of looking to the future and hoping that I'm not a stupid man for looking to the future.
Yeah. And I think it would be a little bit different than, how like the Rose Bowl when Iowa was going into Stanford, there was like, oh my, like they fucking showed out and they got eviscerated. I feel like a lot of us would be a bit more reserved and be like, okay, we made the playoff, but now we're playing, I don't know, fucking Georgia or whatever. And it's like, we're probably going to lose.
Oh yeah, we're going to go to Georgia and win,
Yeah, I would not expect to win any playoff game, but it would be pretty sick to be there. I mean, maybe the first round if we get a bye, I don't know. It'd be like, maybe Boise State, but then Ashton Genty might run for 700 yards on us. I don't really know. But like, if we have to play like a Texas or a Georgia or a Ohio State or some shit somehow, I don't see that going very well for us. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that,
And
but
I
just
don't
being
know,
like
like all
first year of the playoff, and we are there, not Iowa, not all these other schools like that. In and of itself is really impressive.
yeah. And also too, like I still think like Texas, I mean everybody's all high on Texas and like great. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but like Georgia showed them like welcome to the SEC in terms of like
Yeah,
here's like a real fucking team to play. Like we're not, get your little booty spanked by daddy. And
we
I
sound
don't
like
think it
real
matters if,
like we sound like real college analysts right now. We should bet and make a lot of money on this.
hey man, I mean I am on like a 1 in 30 streak right now, so do not listen to anything I say. But the time I don't bet it, you're gonna win it. So I gotta keep hammering the old, put the hard hat on, get the lunch pail, just like
Yep,
Danny Woodhead.
that's right. We're very confident in our picks, and then if they go wrong, it's not our fault. That fucking school didn't believe in themselves. We believed in them more than they did, and they
I
should have
believed
done
in
better.
you. I believed in
Yeah.
you. We're,
What's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with your head coach? Get me in there. I would fucking turn this place around. But yeah, honestly, your note here: can the Clones go 12-0? They could. I'd be
yeah,
fucking nuts, but they literally could. The only hard matchup on the schedule right now is K State.
right. And I think
That's
it's
fucking
the
nuts.
hard matchup, and I don't even know if it's going to be hard by the end of the season.
Hmm.
To be honest, I think it's just can we stay disciplined? Can we go out? Can we win at home? Can we go to Kansas and Utah? I think other than that, like everything else is at home. Can we go to Kansas? Remember, Kansas was supposed to be the darling of Big
Oh
12 to
God,
start the
yeah.
year. And yeah, I don't know. This broadcast could go to little children, so I can't say what I want to say. But like they have absolutely messed their pants, and in the bed.
you can say shit and fucking all that.
Oh
I
God.
put the explicit tag on there. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Great. Great. So when our Spotify listeners, come on and enjoy the pod,
When we lose our
this is.
sponsor of light bulbs that hasn't reached out to us this year, up to you. Um, yeah, could be exciting. We do have so I could have sworn when I talked to Freeze when I said we had 2 buys, he said no. Now we're on our
We do.
second
We're
buy.
not playing this weekend.
Right. This is our number 2 buy. Couldn't have happened at a better time. We're fucking 7-0. We're missing 19 linebackers. Like, get 1 or 2 of them back and watch John Heacock work in the second half of the season. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got through that rest of the clone stuff you wrote, right?
Yep.
2 point. Oh yeah, that is surprising. 2 point
That
dogs
is
ranked.
like why is BYU a dog in this? I mean, yeah, sure, it's at UCF. I'm pretty sure,
Mhm.
but like for BYU being a number 11 team right behind Iowa State, saying that they're the best team in the Big 12, right? I mean, they are.
Yeah,
Like, how are you a 2 point dog?
that makes absolutely no sense.
Do
I don't like.
we bet it?
I think we have to bet it. I think we have to bet it. Hammer BYU. Also, that actually serves 2 purposes. Either we win money or BYU loses, and then we're alone at the top of the Big 12.
I know. Well, that was what Tishan literally cursed us last week, saying, Tishan, if you're listening, you fucking cursed us because he was like, "Oh, great! At least if we lose money on BYU, BYU will, have a loss, and Iowa State will be the best team in the Big 12." Instead, they fucking score a touchdown in the last 4 seconds to not only win the game but fucking not cover either. So, fuck you, Tishan.
Last time I talked to Tishan, he was many episodes behind. So by the time he sees the college football season will probably be over. But just so
That's
you
okay.
know, I want to plant this. Go fuck yourself, Tyler.
We can play this at his funeral. I mean, his birthday.
Yeah, when you come here in Christmas and we kill him, I mean, we celebrate him and his family. It'll be great. All right, on to some NFL stuff. It's been atrocious. We lost Ayuk. We lost Godwin. Um,
You know,
in the
you
same
lost the
basically night.
massage man himself, Deshaun Watson.
Oh yeah, that's right. No loss there. We got Rogers trading for another one of his best friends and then being fucking terrible with him. Um, Chubb is back. Everybody
Dude,
loves Chubb.
before you go on further, can you believe that Devontae Adams was on the Raiders? They got smacked by the Steelers. He would get traded just to play the Steelers again and get smacked again.
I did not fucking know that. What?
Yeah, look at that. Look, yes.
Who plays the
So
Steelers next? We gotta
I
get
don't know.
Devontae
What team
Adams
is
over
Adams
there.
going to next?
Holy shit. Yeah. The wide receiver injuries this year has been, I actually believe, like the worst it's ever been. We've lost Nico Collins for 4 weeks. We've lost I have Cup for 5 weeks. Ayuk and Godwin are now out for the entire season. We've lost. I mean, Devontae
I mean,
Adams didn't play for 5 weeks because he was
right,
injured.
right.
Neighbors out for 2 weeks because of a concussion. Like it just goes on and
Marvin
on and
Harrison
on.
Jr. I mean,
Yeah,
also too, you can make an argument that you lost Cooper. I mean, no, not Cooper. I mean, you lost Cooper Cup, you lost Puka, but you also lost Amari Cooper. I mean, I know everybody says
yeah,
Amari Cooper is not great, but like you lost a stud receiver who's like a top 10 dude and couldn't do anything. He goes to the Bills, and guess who's feeding him the goddamn rock? I mean, Josh Allen. How hard could it be? Just throw the dude the ball,
yeah.
touchdowns, and 50 some yards or what, 60 some yards, and it's just like the dude still got it. So,
Oh yeah,
and
oh
you
yeah,
got DeAndre Hopkins, who's like, I know he's probably not in his prime, and like he's a little past, but like same time, I feel like he could be the spark the Chiefs need, or to like actually help get that ball down the field with catchable balls. I don't know. Pat Mahomes seems to be like somehow he's still in the conversation for MVP, but yeah, fine being 6-0, but like that's not even close. I mean, how your numbers don't even come close to like Goff, Henry, Lamar. I mean, even Josh Allen, who hasn't thrown an interception, all because I got him on my other fantasy team. Or I got him in this fantasy league. Dude's a stud. But
yeah,
um, anyway, I don't know.
yeah.
Do you think the Chiefs? Do you think the Chiefs are going to use Hopkins, or is Hopkins toast?
I feel like Hopkins and Kelsey they're very old, but they're good enough and savvy enough that I don't know if I don't think it'll save Mahomes like fantasy season,
Yeah,
but I think it's good enough to get them back into the fucking Super Bowl. Like I don't know, their defense is so insanely good, and it is. You know how I give you shit all the time for Brady, and it's like this is exactly what's happening with Mahomes. He's literally like the worst QB in the fucking league right now. He's throwing picks every game, doing nothing, and his defense is just like, no, I'm gonna fucking win, and like
I'm going to wheel
just
you to. I'm going to wheel you to this. Like,
yes,
do
and
you
now
do you
they're
think?
gonna win a fucking Super Bowl like 13-10, and I'm gonna have to take the stance of like Mahomes is the greatest of all time. When in my heart,
Absolutely.
I know his defense just carried his ass for fucking 14 weeks. But
It's
I'm gonna
it's
have to go get a
honestly why
Mahomes
like a lot
jersey.
of
Like, yeah,
it's like why a lot of like Pats or like people in Massachusetts don't even want like him to get to the Super Bowl, because then it's like ESPN next year will just be playing. Oh, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time. Like
yeah,
even though he's got a couple of rings to go, but
yeah,
still
yeah,
three peats. I don't know though. Can they beat the Ravens? Dude, the Ravens are a dump truck of an offense. Literally can pour it on at any time. You can hand the ball to Derrick Henry, and it's like, I mean, I know we were talking just the other night. It's like, oh, Derrick Henry doesn't even have a touchdown. Hand him the ball one time, 82 yards or 81 yards. Like fucking, where did that come from? Like
yeah.
they're
Him to
so
score was
explosive.
like minus 250, and then we're like, the second half, we're like, all right, well, the one time I bet him, like, this is fucking bullshit. 81-yard run, like two
Catch
series
touchdown.
later, catches a touchdown. Like, what the fuck? This guy is invincible. I know I
I mean,
traded him in our dynasty league when he was 30, and he's just been the best running back in football for 2 more years. And he
dude,
has the most carries, touches of any running back in the NFL by like 300, and he's just like getting better. It's
it,
unbelievable.
he seems like he's only getting better, and I think like Lamar and team like definitely allow him to like it's the offense is so dynamic where it's like you can try to stuff the box, but then everybody else is just open, and Lamar's good enough to like even get out of blitzes and stuff like that. So now you're sending some, but I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. Like I think like based off where everything stands right now, probably I'm hoping for Motor City Dan Campbell. Like I am like because the Pats suck just so much right now, and I'm just like a true Motor City Dan Campbell fan. I just like what he's done with that culture, and they have done so well, and he's just like so fun to watch them. So I actually do. Vikings, whatever. Like, we'll get to that in a second because the Vikings are good. But like, who is stopping the Lions right now out of the NFC?
Yeah, especially like they lost Aiden Hutchinson, and all they did was, other than there was a pick six or a fumble six for the Vikings. Otherwise, they held the Vikings to like what 21, 24 points.
Right.
Which is not like a small amount, but it's not a big amount, and they were completely fine. And Goff just took over.
Right, and I think that the Lions are built to like they're not built like they can't play. I mean, they got down 10-0, and they are built to score points. Like they are okay letting you put 20 some odd points up on the board because they're going to average 30, 28, 30 points, whatever they're averaging right now.
Yeah.
And I think they're just gonna just bleed you to death. But like Tampa, I thought was pretty dynamic. Like they were getting their shit together, but like now with Chris Godwin gone, Mike Evans out for 4 weeks or whatever it is, like who I don't know. I just don't see anybody kind of beating the Lions.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking like, let's go NFC Lions. Yeah, there's the only person that really challenged them is, I mean, Green Bay is really good. The Vikings.
Green Bay's really good, but Jordan Love is throwing like 2-3 picks a game. I don't think you can do that. You can't do that against the Lions. You can't give the Lions 3 extra possessions.
Yeah,
they're gonna
drop 70 on you.
Yeah,
which would be amazing. Please drop 70 on Green Bay.
Like honestly, I know you're a Vikes fan. I know you're a Chiefs fan. Like, do you think that Green Bay right now is better than the Minnesota Vikings?
No, I don't think they're better than the Vikings or the Lions at all. Yeah.
No. I don't think so either. Like, I don't think their defense is better. I don't think their offensive schemes are better. I think Jordan Love is a better better athlete than Sam Darnold. But I think you got Jones Sr. On the rushing side for the Vikings. Like, I think you're Jefferson, you got stat talent where the Green Bay Packers probably have another year or two developmentally to get where they need to be. So like, I still ultimately think that the Vikings are better, but I think Detroit is just like, I don't even think Detroit played their best game because to your point, Aiden Hutchinson wasn't even in the game. So like, I think that like Detroit is still like another level better, even though the score didn't reflect it. And that punch for the 7, if that didn't happen, I think the score would have shown that was a dominant team. And the Lions showed it right at the end, driving down, 12 seconds left, kick field goal, win the fucking game, right? Motor City Dan Campbell.
You have the series there where Montgomery doesn't fumble, so that in and of itself is rare. And then they run it back. Did you see that?
The announcer said it was like 200 and some carries. His first fumble and 200 and some carries.
Yeah, that's insane. Fumbled like twice ever. So there's that. They run it back for a touchdown, and then force them to go 3 and out. Vikings offense immediately goes 3 and out, so that's the Detroit defense just being like, no, and then the Detroit offense being like, no, we're just going to win it right now. Like it was incredible. I'm jealous. I wish Montgomery was on the Vikings very badly, but what are you going to do? He just gets traded around to other NFC teams instead of the one I root for.
And speaking of trades, the trade rumor, I do want your opinion on this because did you see like there was some soft rumblings like across the Twitter sphere, like people are saying trade right now for Matthew Stafford and bring him to the Minnesota Vikings?
I did not see that.
Oh yeah, that was like, I don't know, like Pat McAfee, others were maybe talking about it. I don't want to misquote the Mr. Great Pat McAfee.
Well, they are shipping around Kupp. Like if they want to get rid of Stafford, but like, this is not a Super Bowl winning. This is not a Super Bowl winning roster. I don't think.
You don't think so? You don't think with Matt, like, does Matt Stafford elevate the Vikings with Justin Jefferson? Like, do you think Sam Darnold can get you? I mean, obviously, like you guys are only like 3 wins away from playoffs, right? You only need like 4 more
Yeah.
wins. Like, so
My
I think you'll
problem
get to
is
the playoffs.
we just got absolutely sloshed and eviscerated by the Lions on defense. So getting a new quarterback, not he's an old man. Does that really solve the like? Are the Baltimore Ravens going to come in and drop 70 on us? I
Right.
don't think trading anything substantial for Stafford really helps us.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't.
think we're going to win a Super Bowl with this. Even though defense is much improved from last year, it's not at the caliber of a defense that can win a Super Bowl.
Right. I think like the Vikings probably offensively are a quarterback and maybe like a T Higgins away from actual contention.
Yeah,
But I don't
probably.
know
Yeah.
because like who's your number two? I can't like Addison
Addison.
or yeah, like
Yeah. And he's
Addison or
like,
T Higgins. Where like
oh yeah, T Higgins is amazing.
yeah,
Addison was like, I mean, he had 10 touchdowns last year, which is awesome. But it was also like, oh, there's Addison. There's nobody within like 35 yards of him. So it
yeah,
was could have been fluky. I don't really know, but yeah, I guess I don't really. It seems like it needs to come from the defensive side of the ball because the offensive line is really good. We have Aaron Jones, we have Jefferson and Addison and Hawkinson coming back. So yeah, it's like QB and like I don't know another piece on defense, and you're ready to go. But I don't know.
yeah.
Loss last
Well,
week was painful.
that was tough. I mean, you guys, do you rebound? Who do the Vikings? They play
Oh
on
yeah,
Thursday
the Vikings have
against the
a,
Rams, right?
the Vikings have a schedule from heaven for the next like 2 months. It's all guys that we should fucking kill. So hopefully they do and don't make me sad. All right,
Who
so
is
we've been
yours?
talking for 30 minutes. We
Oh,
haven't even gotten to the
sorry.
fantasy. It's all good, baby. It's all good. We'll play
Hey,
The Emperor Protects.
we can,
So
people can leave nasty comments and be like, what, why are you guys just talking? Why are you guys just like on a podcast? Why are you podding?
why is those two guys so handsome? All right, lead week. Notable results. Guggenheim, I didn't write this down, but it's just me.
Yeah.
I'm 5-2. There's two others that are 5-2, but I'm the leader in points scored. I did lose potentially Jaden Daniels during the game and then next week.
dude,
So like
tough
I
loss
have
because Jaden Daniels, he's a boy. Dude is a beast.
awesome. I actually want to show you something. So last week I was like, yeah, my team's really good, but one or two more injuries and we're gonna be kind of doomed. What? Just let me share my screen, dude.
This is where you have a sponsor. A quick note from our sponsor. Well, Austin picks up his screen.
Can you see this? That doesn't even make sense. Yep, there we go. Yeah! All right, I did it. Okay, so here's the squad right now. Jaden Daniels probably out. Jonathan Taylor potentially coming back. Jordan
Yeah,
Mason
coming back.
apparently his ankle hurts. Great. Then we go to Nico Collins on IR, and then
I mean, your team. I see Scary Terry on the bench. I mean, the Jaden Daniels Scary Terry is a legit combo this year. Like the first time, I feel like Terry McLaurin is getting the love.
Yeah, Terry's been buried. He's 28. People don't realize this. He's been like lounging around with some of the worst QBs you've ever seen. Now he's alive and thriving. But so Jaden Daniels might not play, which is very sad. And I don't want to play Scary Terry in that case. So instead, I'm going to go. Oh, I'll go get Sam Darnold. Vikings are great. Here's a little something that happened. You know, Taylor Zacher.
No,
So
who's a piece of
I
shit?
bid 0 for Sam Darnold. He bid $4. Great.
Oh, Zachary.
Let's go look at Zachar's team right now. So he's starting Baker Mayfield. That's one QB. On his bench
Yeah,
now is
he's playing.
Sam
He's
Darnold.
playing me. Let's look at this. He is playing
Yeah,
me. Nice
he's
hands,
got Sam
Marty.
Darnold and Purdy. Granted, both of those guys just lost a lot of wide receivers, but do you think you need a third fucking QB rather than literally anything else? What is this?
Dude, hey, you can't help everybody, but I don't really want to talk a bunch of shit about Zachary because if I lose, then he's gonna be blowing
Yeah,
me up.
you're
You
only
know,
a 20-point favorite. That could be
he's not
bad.
starting a defense or a kicker yet, so I'm like,
Oh
we're
yeah,
close. We're close.
yeah, yeah. I was just like, who the fuck was outbidding me for Sam Darnold? Oh, it's the one guy with 3 QBs. Got it.
But also, let's not give him too much advice because if he does listen to the pod, I mean, I'd rather him start Baker Mayfield this week.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to make him feel bad enough that he drops Darnold again.
Okay, I mean, you piece of shit. Drop him.
You fucking bastard. Milk
Oh,
toast.
you're still sharing screen. Dude, I can only just say nice. You got I don't know, man. I honestly don't know how I am 2-5 other than I was having a child and we were doing something for the baby like that night and I had an auto draft and I'm just like, oh my god, how bad could it be? Well, sorry, my baby wasn't even born yet. I think we were doing some bullshit like I don't know.
A
My
dumb
parents were
bitch.
over and yeah. Yeah, so but like my team on paper is kind of okay. Maybe should be like fit like 500, not necessarily 2-5, but I've just gotten like a whole bunch of points also put up against me, and I don't really know. I've tried to make a few trades, not really unfair trades, but Adams hasn't done anything. I've got Amon Ra. You think between Josh Brown or Josh Allen, St. Brown, even Neighbors has been hurt. I kind of got like a smattering of bullshit basically, and Warren was supposed to be decent, but obviously Pittsburgh's run game has been atrocious for the last 5 years. So why would I even like? At least D
Yeah, this is
Swift has
bad.
started to come on, but like I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, you don't have a running back too, man.
yeah, I know. I have no RB2, and I'm just kind of I'm too thin, and I'm just probably this is going to be like my first year of not making the playoffs. I typically make the playoffs, never a champion, and I cannot wait to get my Nice Hands Marty shirt, my jersey that we do. But it's not going to happen this year. It looks like.
Well, what can I help you here? I have Taylor and Mason and no, I can't. Sorry, man.
Yeah, because you don't have.
I
That's the
have
thing. Is like
Montgomery, but I feel like if I trade one of these guys, the other one's gonna get
somebody's going
injured
to go down.
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit. Sorry, dude.
that's basically the whole talk track that I've gotten from a few others. Motherfuckers, just help
Well, at
Danny
least
out.
I
I
mean,
don't care about you.
you're projected 107, which is not bad. It's just the RB2 is the only thing you're weak at. Well,
I
never mind.
know.
Sterling Shepard, that's pretty weak too.
Well,
But
well, I could start. I started Sterling Shepard. I picked him up because I'm still waiting to see. He is going to be the wide receiver 1 for Tampa Bay.
true.
Um, Calvin Ridley now will be the R1 for the Titans, but who's throwing him the ball? I do trust Baker a lot more than I trust Mayo, whatever the mayonnaise man.
Yeah.
And I got Jacoby Myers as well. Now that Adams is gone, but like again, the Raiders suck. So like I like on they should be good. They should be good. God damn it! I
Go
have
get McMillan. Here you go. Wide receiver 105. That'll
yeah,
fix your full. That'll fix everything, buddy. Yeah,
dude.
you're kind of that's a rough spot to be in. You're in a rock and a hard place right now.
The other thing though is I mean, fine, maybe I get lucky. I go on like a little 3-game win streak or something like that. I'm 5-5. Going like I could still make the playoffs with, some things happening. I mean, if you look at our league stats right now, right? Like, I mean, there are. It's not done and dusted. I am 2-5. I'm sitting in 11th out of 12. But the ton of 4-3 teams, a ton of 3-4 teams. All it takes is a few things to fall. So I'm trying to look on the bright side of things. I think everybody that's 5-2 right now, like you look at the Sea Cows, like you guys got points for. I mean, look at how many points you guys are scoring. Like you're the Corsairs, who I don't know how they're three and
Yeah, yeah.
four. They've just been getting Billy slapped, I guess, like big dick. Like Zachar's got the most points, and I'm playing him this week, so I don't really know how this is. I don't know. This could just be another loss for me this week. Either Zachar's like just the luckiest, unluckiest fuck because Carissa's fucking drafting for him, or what. But I think everybody that's 5-2, obviously, you're all going to the playoffs. But that 4-3, 3-4, I mean, I just need 2 wins, 3 wins, get back in that little mix, and who knows? All I need is a seat in a chair, in the playoffs.
That's right.
Seat in a chair.
Doesn't
seat in a
matter.
chip is what they say in poker, but seat and a chair, one for my fucking head where I smash it over my face. But
you do have the most points scored against you in the entire league.
I know. I've got that poop. I got that poop
nice.
symbol.
I have the most points, not whoever the fuck you just said. Zachar.
You do. Yeah, sorry. I was doing a quick glance. You have 886. Zachar sitting at 3-4 is a little. I don't know if it's more impressive or less impressive. He has 882, just like nearly 3 points less than you, and he's 3-4. So like,
I have about 100 points less scored against me than Zach.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like, I don't know what you want there, baby. I don't know, like, I don't know how to give you your flowers.
The only thing I'll say is I have scored over 100 points all 8 weeks. I'm about as consistent as you can get. However, Zachar has been getting fucked, and you have been getting royal.
I'm getting more fist. I'm getting
dominated, dude. But here's the other problem. You're the second lowest point scored.
I know, because I don't have a running back. My boys again. My wide receiver 2, Devontae Adams has gone down. Kincaid went not that tight ends really fucking matter, but they do. The problem that I have is Koo has been my highest scorer 3 weeks out of I don't know how out of 6 weeks. Koo has been just Koo keep doing that, which he didn't do last week because he only scored 1 fucking point.
You're just on the Atlanta special teams. You're on the whole special teams.
I know.
Wins champion.
I'm ride or die with Atlanta, which didn't help me last week. How do you go? How does Seattle get bodied week over week, then go into the Falcon Stadium and absolutely tear Kirk Cousins' dick off and feed it to him?
Yeah, there's nothing worse than starting a defense and then watching the offense of that team throw out a pick that goes down the 1. You're like, oh, okay, great. I'll just eat fucking 7 points because Kirk Cousins can't fucking throw the ball to the right team. That sounds awesome. Great, dude.
But, oh, man. I don't even know. And also, too, it also sucks because, when you get your, draft report in the beginning of the year, it's your projected win-loss. And it's B+ or whatever. I'm like, oh, great. The computer did a decent job drafting for me. And then, of course, absolutely shit-pounded. But, it's just oh, my God. But, who took Christian McCaffrey this year, by the way? Because I just want to make so, yes, anybody that took Christian McCaffrey, unfortunately, I took Christian McCaffrey in one of my other leagues. Thank God it was small money and for my wife's league. But if you took Christian McCaffrey this year, you're just absolutely getting dominated. So sorry to Niagara, but not because you make me look better. Dude. Anyway, so we covered Vikings. I think we do. I guess the last thing. Do you really think that Aaron Rodgers and the Jets have a chance?
No.
To go far?
No, that defense, the strongest part of that team was the defense, and then they fired the guy who runs the defense, and
right?
It's over. Yeah. Rodgers is a fucking fool.
How do you let Russell Wilson like the entire league has what 6-7 weeks of football under their belt. You let
Yeah.
somebody come back that still is working out the kinks of their game. They've never played for the offensive coordinator. This is their first time in live games, and the dude drops like what 30 some. It was 30 points. I don't even know to your 17 or something like that. Like, how do you let that happen to you?
Yeah. It's
Russell Wilson.
atrocious. Yeah, I just like the words fail me. That's how bad that is. It's just
And then,
garbage.
yeah, what can the Jets even? Well, it's okay. The Bills are the only team coming out of that conference, right? No
Yeah, and
way.
I
I
just
mean,
like it's hard for me to feel bad for Jets fans because they live in. Oh, wait, they live in New Jersey,
New York, New Jersey,
New York. Yeah,
same.
they've been bad for like 50 years, but you can't just let Rodgers take over your franchise, man. Like it's never going to end up good. There's a reason that LaFleur drove him out of Green Bay. Like he's a fucking idiot, and
Yeah.
his offense doesn't work anymore. So you're seeing that affect greats like Brees Hall. I actually don't know if Garrett Wilson's good or not because he seems like
He
he should be good.
right. What
I think he's
happened? Because he
good.
was
I
good
don't
last
know.
year. You could
Yeah,
probably stop sharing your screen, by the way, because then
well, I'm gonna
much
go
much.
to. I'll
Oh,
go to
just
the
do
other.
something else. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna
I'll
go
go to
to
the other
somebody else.
leagues. Yeah,
You're gonna.
but like,
I was just looking at. I was looking at your Dab Central record, and I know you're not doing good there, so I just didn't want to embarrass
hey man, I fucking dominated last week, dude. 33 baby. That's my Kansas City league. But yeah, like
Wait, finish your Rogers point because I think it's a good one. Like
yeah,
you turn over the reins to a dude that
yes.
does
You
nothing.
go. The problem isn't with me; it's with everybody else. And then you see that Green Bay is having massive success with Jordan Love and all of these like second round, third round wide receivers. And now Rodgers has all of his best friends with him, and he's fucking garbage.
Right.
And part of it is like, yeah, Rodgers expects somebody to do something when they shouldn't, but then Rodgers also didn't show up to fucking training camp. He
Right.
was
What does
off
he
like,
expect?
yeah, he was off, I don't know, fucking doing drugs and jerking off to crystals or whatever. Like he's being a fucking retard. So like there's no excuse. Rodgers is one of the dumbest people on the planet. He's very good football wise, or at least historically was, but I wouldn't trust him to do anything other than chuck
Right.
a football. Like to give him complete reign over the offense and like the personnel that you bring in is so fucking stupid. Like it's why billionaires should not be allowed to do any decisions. Like these fucking morons. He goes in and destroys Robert Salah. Immediately his defense
So
is like fucking 25th out of 32. And then Rodgers is dicking around being a fucking moron, like chucking the ball on the ground. Oh, well, I guess Mike Williams should go kill himself. Like, I don't know. Like, what are you doing, man? The guy is not good. He's fucking 40. Get away from this moron. He's terrible.
well, that's what I know. People hate it when I talk Tom Brady, but like, I mean, I just look at the Tom Brady experiment that happened. I think like that's why people are willing to do this. Like, you look at like what Peyton Manning did, went with the Denver Broncos. You take Tom Brady to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like, they instill culture and no, like, fine, whatever. I really don't give a shit if you want to do mushrooms, ayahuasca, like jerk off to your beads or whatever. Like, do whatever, right? But like, once you stop prioritizing football, like you're supposed to be a leader. You're a 40-year-old man. I know practice sucks. And listen, I can't play in the NFL, never could, never would, but I'd take the money. But but it's like you're not showing up for those young guys. Well, how are you supposed to build rapport with Garrett Wilson, who's a second year stud, and you expect him to like you just show up after and be like, yo, like we're on the same page, right? And it's just like, no the fuck we're not. Tom Brady was like, I don't know what expression to use, but he's just like, get in, do your fucking business, win a Super Bowl. Like, that's all I care about. I'm not here to be your friend. I ain't here to be your daddy. Like, fucking just go. And Peyton Manning, the same thing. So, I get it. There's only a couple quarterbacks that I think could you could have that. Like once Pat Mahomes, I think he'll retire a Chief. Maybe not. I don't know. Like he could probably go a lot of places and like make any team better. Not a lot of quarterbacks can do that, but I don't know. Aaron Rodgers' experiment is over. His heart was never in it.
No, yeah. Immediately when he decided not to go to training camp, you're like, okay, this isn't a serious football team.
Yeah, exactly.
He just expects Garrett Wilson to like read his fucking mind, and yeah, his mind is destroyed by crystals up his ass and ayahuasca.
Well, think about this too. Like he played in a league or his time in Green Bay when he had all that control and they were the dominating force. Fuck you, Will Passler, right? But like, because you're a Green Bay fan, but like they had the Chicago Bears when they fucking sucked. They had the Vikings when they were always mediocre, and they had the Detroit Lions. The Detroit fucking Lions went 0-16 like just a couple years ago. Like you could get away with that shit, but now you're in a fucking division with Josh Allen. Like you're in the AFC. It is just not the same game anymore. And I just don't think you can go be 9 and whatever now, 10 and something. Like in the AFC, it will be a struggle for a 10-team win to get in. And I think the Bengals are looking down the barrel of that. And I think the Bengals are a better team than the Jets. But anyway, end rant. Sorry, didn't know.
It's good. We should all be able to rant on Aaron Rodgers whenever we want.
Fuck yeah! Plus, I hate the Jets, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right. So notable results. Herman German. We got motherfucking Elliott. Zach Elliott, since his infamous trade, is now 3-0. Also, since the same trade, so trading away Garrett Wilson and I believe Josh Allen. Or no, he got Josh Allen. Blah blah. Whatever. He traded away a bunch of shit, and Freeze is now 2-5. So I think he's lost 3 in a row. And then in the same league, Benda, he is the highest points scored across all leagues, all 8 of our leagues, but is in second because Nick Stumbo pulled out a win from his ass. Let me look at this. Or no, he beat Stumbo. Okay, never mind. I think it was last week that he pulled a win out of his ass. But yeah,
that's right.
This is just a lesson to all you folks. You can score them out the most amount of points as you want, but it doesn't really matter because right now he's
that's right.
Not even
so then what the fuck
best.
Were you saying about having the most points in our league, you little fucking bullshitter?
I have the most points in our league, not
I know
across all leagues.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying you can score the most points, but it doesn't matter.
That's true. I'm still tied technically with the other 2.
Careful what bullshit you're peddling, baby. I'm like a hawk.
I'm still technically tied with the other 5 and 2 folks like Langton. Sharks like Langton.
Dude, I don't know how Langton is always in the top score. Like, I mean, good for Langton. Like, I doubt if Langton's listening to the podcast, maybe once in a while, maybe someone's just sending this, but like, hats off to you, dude. Like, you always score points. Like, every year.
Yeah, he's always in the running.
I want to know if he's.
What?
Oh, good. Oh, I was gonna say, I wonder if he's got his little like spreadsheet. Like, have you ever seen like the guys that do like the betting in the back and they like predict the weather like for all year and they're just doing these huge breakdowns. Like if Langton, you have like an awesome like parlay game, bet a game, send it to Danny because
send us your parlay game.
Send us your picks, dude. Langton. Send us your picks, dude. How are you always here? Actually, I should just look at Langton's team. We should just look at Langton's team and bet on his players to score fucking touchdowns or yards.
Over like, field goals, defensive touchdowns, and then touchdowns for everybody else.
Dude, this is going to be part of the podcast when we come back on or like whatever. Like we should just like until Langton listens in, like we should just bet on his team and like show him how much money we're either winning or losing based on his performance. So There we go.
This is good.
All right. We should do a couple of these. We should like pick some people from every league and get like who's doing well and like just bet I don't know if it's their whole roster, but we should like throw a couple parlays together and
it might have to be Benda. Benda is the most scoring team in the entire league. Maybe we
Dude,
just
I
take
know his
Benda's
little
roster.
punk ass is listening to this, so like, Benda, all right, dude, we're
Yeah,
taking
we can't do
we're taking some fucking action this week, dude.
we can't do Benda. He'll get too full of himself. Never mind. We'll bet the opposite.
I'll call him BDB for nothing. All right,
Right.
let's do this.
All right, Blipto. So Shugart, this is pretty funny to me. Shugart is 3-4. He lost. He scored the third most points, but came up against the guy who scored the second most points, and then immediately, okay, he took some of them off, but he put like half of his players on the trade block. So he's like, I'm fucking done here. B Nels lost by 0.24.
Ooh, that hurts.
Fucking painful. And then T-Shan, the little rat, he won. He escaped because his Broncos defense scored 22 fucking points.
Oh.
Despite, look at this shit, dude. He started motherfucking Braylon Allen, and in his flex, I guess. Okay, he flexed Jamar Chase instead of I don't know, fucking Calvin Ridley. So he makes those decisions, and then on his bench is Brian Robinson with 13. And it doesn't matter because there is no karma. He fucking just wins anyway because of his fucking Broncos defense. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is T-Shan, so
Yeah. Those type of shits are. He has Achan on the bench. Brian Robinson.
I mean, let's be honest. It really doesn't even. It's not even a useful like time exercise to look at what T-Shan is doing because at the end of the day, it's T-Shan and he's gonna blow it anyway.
That's true. All right, on to Peters Cuervo. Something that matters. The only thing.
Wait, also, Braylon Allen. Seriously, like the dude's a stud too. Like Breece Hall, Allen. I mean, that's a great double threat RB too. I mean, I know I hate to say back at the Jets, but like, why are they not pounding the rock for those dudes 100 yards apiece? Like, I mean, it's just a good tandem. Anyway,
it's an unbelievable amount of weapons for one 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers to miss constantly. The only thing I have here for Pierce Cuervo is Tracy's just running away from it. He's 7-0, most points in the league. What else is there to say? He's just he's just got a free jump up to a major league, I suppose. Let's go to Newhall. We got Teeds beat Skelt, even though he had -3 from his defense. Where is Skelt? Here we go. He beat him by 4. I believe it was because nope, I didn't write down because, but look at this fucking bench from Teeds right now. He's got Tua. Moore was on bye, Puka, and the Dallas. I don't know why you have the Dallas defense. So like the number 5 millionth defense.
I don't know why you'd even hold on to them, but again, don't want to give away too much draft strategy here. Or
yeah, this is just it's the infinite example of like whatever you do doesn't matter. Like you should not have the Dallas defense on your fucking roster.
Right.
You should not have Aaron Rodgers on your fucking roster. If you already have Tua and Jordan Love, like what the fuck is this? And he just gets a win anyway. Like,
and what do you think? What do you think about Tua coming back? Supposedly he's playing with no concussion helmet. Back in I don't know a couple weeks here.
I feel like this is a Reggie Ray situation, and he just doesn't know it. This is he got 7 or 8 more concussions, and then he's going to be just like a.
It's Tua Tagovailoa concussion countdown on the Miami scoreboard.
Yeah, but like I mean, what do you do? He's like 23, 24, and you're not going to just. I mean, I would tell him like quit. You have guaranteed money, go walk away. But he's gonna keep playing. And he's gonna keep
professional athlete, man. It's what you know how to do. You know, it's I guess it's you're just your competitive spirit, man. And I wish him all the best. You know, like I really do. But dude, also like maybe don't lead with your head and run into the dude that like had a heart attack with your helmet, and then you get a concussion. Like, yeah.
And I did see some funny tweets that like DeMar Hamlin now has like a 2-to-1 KDA ratio because he's fucking hit 2 people that had to go to the concussion protocol, even though like what he's been doing has been like less than what a normal hit would be. So pretty fun. He's just like standing there when somebody just rams their fucking head into him. But
Oh
yeah,
God.
I mean, my recommendation would be to retire immediately, but he's gonna turn his brain to mush, and there's nothing we can really do about it.
Well, also too, on a less sensitive topic, rather than Langton, I still want to chase Langton, but maybe we should just look at what John Tracy is doing, because that little motherfucker has it on lock. Maybe what's he got? Let's take a look
Let's
at this
take a
team.
look at old John
I mean,
Tracy.
maybe we just do a good old league parlay here, and
Ooh, okay. Well, Purdy just lost all of his weapons.
yeah.
Chase Brown is the RB1 now. Gibbs is a beast. Diggs, I mean, until
Gibbs has been a
Nico's back.
touchdown machine. I mean, he is catching balls.
Yeah, Judy sucks and has always sucked.
Yeah. How is he
Amon-Ra is
winning?
a fucking beast. Huh?
I mean, Kamara went off for 50 points one time, but other than that, like Kamara's not doing much. Like,
Young
how is this
McCoo.
dude? How is this dude 7-0? John Tracy,
Also
no
his
offense, if
bench.
you listen to this podcast, like
I mean, Cook has been really good.
he's on his
Other
bench.
than, oh yeah, they didn't even have a
He's got
bye
one
get
fucking.
injured. How the fuck are you 7-0? This is not a good team.
Okay, so then it does become a conversation. I don't know if you had this with other people on the pod before, but it's like, does it matter? I know, like you've done some structure before, probably introduced the league structure in one of the podcasts before, but for like the new listeners, to this, it's just like this is like an 80-some man league. Does it
Yeah.
matter? Like 12 teams apiece. Does it matter if you're in the top league versus a middle tier league versus a bottom league? I mean, obviously, from the competitiveness, do you think?
I would say it does. I think. Well, I don't think there's that much of a difference between like,
Like, there's not a huge difference between the draft boards, but it's like the activity within the daily, weekly things, like trades, picking active pickups,
I
and things of
honestly
that
think
nature.
the only difference between any of the leagues is Peters Cuervo. The rest, I think, have members that have won and are competitive throughout multiple years. Peters Cuervo is just like where we put everybody else, like the like the homeless. Like it's just the catch-all for everybody else. Like when I look at trades and waiver dollars and the overall records of other leagues, it seems relatively even. Like whether I agree with the trade or whatever that has been made, maybe not, but it's not like one person is just destroying the league. Other than Peters Cuervo, where John Tracy,
other than Peters Cuervo,
879 with the worst team I've ever seen.
Right. Like if that team was in another division, I just feel like maybe he just got lucky based off of who he played on a week by week basis. But it's just like, how do you have that piece of shit team and go 7-0?
Yeah. Well, I can actually tell you, he has the lowest points scored across everybody in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But he has the highest points scored. That's what's so weird.
I mean, again, like Alvin Kamara for two or three of those weeks, he went off.
That's true, yeah.
Other than that,
yeah. What's going on here? I'm gonna take a piss right now. Let me know if you can hear this.
Yeah, I mean, this would be another great time for our sponsorship message. Brought to you by DraftKings, or how many views do we have on this thing, right? Because we just do DraftKings, Underdog. Do a little sponsorship with Underdog. I mean, obviously too, we could do some tequila tastings or some whiskey tastings. I know the boys like whiskey, so we could do a little whiskey sponsorship. We got to get something going on in here.
What if we do a little sponsorship by Wellman's Pub? Hey, are you interested in reliving high school? Come on down to Wellman's Pub in North.
Or
West
you got a
Norwood.
big Northwest or Midwest followership here. We could do play the Menards theme song.
What you need when you need it. Oh wait, that's Baumgars. Fuck,
dude. I think Menards is
blew
you
it.
save big money when
Oh,
you
yeah.
shop Menards.
Save big money at Menards. That's right.
Right. So anyway,
Ow!
if any of their marketing people hear this, reach out. Sponsorships welcome.
We're listening. Okay, on to Old Hall. We did New Hall. It was just Teeds beat Skelt, and then I actually skipped that one. Dirks and Zhao faced each other and both lost wide receiver 1. So Dirks lost Ayuk, and then Zhao lost Godwin, and then Zhao ended up with the dub by just a little bit.
Is Ayuk really a wide receiver 1 this year? Like, what has he done?
Yeah, I just kind of was like your rest of season wide receiver 1, but yeah, he's been really, 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 really bad. So
Again,
maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know if he's that big of a loss, to be honest.
Yeah, he got his money and was just like, I quit.
Seem not to be on the same page this year. Like, yeah, he's caught a couple balls, but maybe a touchdown here or there. I don't even know his stats, but what does he have? Maybe 2 touchdowns on the year? That's not really a wide receiver
I think
1.
he might have 1 top 24 finish, so probably no loss. We'll go to Old Hall, your cousin, highest score of the week, Slinging Cigaros, Mr. Josh Renner. And then Preer, I wrote down Preer. Oh yeah, he took out Mr. Corey Anderson, most Corey Anderson type, because Mr. Derrick Henry. You know how we were talking about Derrick Henry fucking sucks? He just immediately rips off 100 or an 80-yard run and a touchdown after doing absolutely nothing.
Look at the fucking RBs. Like both of his RBs, RB1s, just stacking.
Yeah, unbelievable. And then just like
look at his look at his fucking receivers. 9 points between Tank. Like what? And look at the point. Does it say 0.10? Like, what the fuck? You just scored 9 points.
9 points total with your starting wide receivers, but Breece Hall fucking catches 6 balls for 100 yards.
Right.
And then Derrick Henry just rips off a 90-yard run for a touchdown. Like, just completely bails your ass out in a 3-point win.
I mean, think about that 80-some yard run plus the catch plus the touchdown. And then look at the final score. I mean, that won him the game.
Yeah. All of us were like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't believe
that won him the game." That in the fourth quarter, that's insane. Good job for Derrick Henry. I mean, feast, King, feast. But damn.
Yeah, you're going into the fourth quarter like, I can't believe I fucking lost this, and then, boom. Which actually brings me to my next thing. Presidents. So 1, Hank's 7-0, unbelievable. 2-game lead right now on the rest of presidents, and he has the highest points 4, so it's not a fucking fluke. He does have the lowest.
But maybe we're taking Hanks. So we got bets. We got definitely not touching John Casey's team. Like maybe I'm still on Lincoln because he's always been a scoring god. But here we go. Like let's look at David Hanks.
Yeah, he's 921, so he's the second overall next to Benda in points scored.
Oh, and side note, fuck you, Benda. But yes,
fuck you, Benda. Look at the Jared. Oh my God, Josh Allen, Walker, Swift, Drake London, Jaden Reed, McBride, Jefferson, motherfucking Lockett, Aubrey. This is a nuts team, dude.
I mean, he has 2 of the same players I have, Swift and Joshy. Why am I fucking sitting in the dumpster? He's all fucking juiced up.
Yeah, Swift has 1 more good week, and then he's going to be going back to being a pumpkin. Trust me. Nope, never mind. New England's there. My bad. But yeah, we can bet some touchdown parlays with old Hanks here. But the next thing I wanted to show you was, oh boy, Canoes lost to Vange, who is terrible, or was
Like as a
terrible.
person or in general or
Just in fantasy. Look
just
at these. Look at some of the things that Vange was forced into starting because he has so many injuries.
wait, before
One,
you get in, like, did you see Vange's beautiful picture? He's like joined a new real estate group. Shout out Vange, like get
I
that real
posted
estate money,
that.
dude. Like you looking good in that blue suit, dog. You looking fucking fantastic in that blue
Actually,
suit.
yeah. Look at that. Is that? Am I still sharing this? Can you see it?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Nice. That's a good. That's a perfect blue. I want that blue.
I mean, are you? Oh, are you pulling the picture up? Are we looking at Vange right now?
It was, yeah.
Oh, you are.
Can you see it?
No,
Oh no, you
I
can't see
can't.
it.
No,
Fuck.
it's
Okay.
still on the scoreboard. I didn't know you were still on the fantasy. I thought I
Yeah, I
thought
just
that's
zoomed
what you're
in and
doing.
like
We're on the same page.
I massively pumped up the screen to look at it, but I'd have to open a new tab. I will do
You can
this.
just open another window in your other screen and then drag the window open. There it is,
There we go.
baby. Yeah, you know how to do it. Dude, look at that hunk, dude.
Yeah. God damn.
Damn, dude. Looks like a successful G, baby.
Yep. Yep.
Yo, send me your Taylor's number, dog.
Okay, so speaking of James Von Gillern, 3-time champion, by the way, he fucking starts Justice Hill, who gets 44 yards and a touchdown in receptions, and then he also starts Rashad Bateman, who gets
Dude,
121 yards and a touchdown.
the
Look at
Ravens
his
are
bench.
feasting. Just start anybody from the Ravens.
Look at his bench. Stroud, Taylor's out, Odunze bye, Jennings out, Johnson out, Ferguson bye. Like he was
Oh my god.
forced into playing these two players, and then he takes down Canoes at the last fucking possible moment on Monday night. That is just
Beauty.
it's delicious.
It was probably the picture, man. It was probably all them likes on social
Oh
media.
yeah.
Just giving them the win.
I mean, Canoes called it. He said, "I got to play this guy. I'm cooked," and he was right. Didn't matter what you did.
Dude, like I said, Ravens are dump trucks, baby, dude. They just doesn't matter, man. Anybody can
Yeah.
score.
Actually, Vaughn does have the most points scored against him, so good on you, dude. He's still in the 800s. Like that's really good for not even in the playoffs. There's a lot of people above him that aren't even in the 800s. God damn. Good thing we changed the rule to let people like me in that are actually good at the game.
Oh my god. I mean, the only chance I have is a winning record. Oh.
All right, so that's the league stuff.
Okay.
How the fuck are you? Anybody that's listening, Dan, a new father.
New father, man.
New father. You are what, 6 weeks in right now?
6 weeks. 6 weeks, 2 days, and usually I don't count them. But I guess that's what you're supposed to do. Or 6 weeks. Is today Wednesday? So 6 weeks, 3 days.
Yeah.
Just living it up,
Surviving?
man. Surviving. But I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like it's the first kid. It tricks you into having the second kid. Like, I've heard you hear the horror stories, and I also think we got so lucky. I was just telling you before we got on, like, she's 6 weeks old, and for the first, and I don't think it's going to continue. I'm definitely not a betting man on this. But just slept 6 hours for the first 6 hours, 5 hours, 45 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
that is fucking money. The only
Yeah, it's
she's a
huge.
little she's a demon during the day. Like she really likes contact naps and like only wants to sleep in a little bassinet for like 45 minutes. But if like you hold her, then she'll sleep like 2 hours and you feed her. So it's like also it's the give and take of like,
Hmm.
do you really like put them in the bassinet because they're so cute to hold and you know that this isn't going to last forever. So like,
Yep.
it's like awesome when they're just like sleeping on you and I don't know, man. It's changed kids that change it changes your entire life perspective. And I haven't really gotten to that life changing perspective yet, but like definitely ain't going out every weekend and being a degen as big as I can be. But I don't know, man. It's special, and she's so cute, and I just and I think it's also too like not to get sentimental. Like I think like, and I hope my wife and I continue to like love each other. I think it's really cool. Like it's like the next chapter, and so it's like brought Katie and I closer, but like in a different way. So
Hmm.
I just am like I'm really just enjoying this entire experience of being a new dad, and it's just I, it's no words can describe it, right? Like you know the feeling, you only know the feeling and what I'm saying when you have a kid yourself and when you're an old fuck like we are. So but yeah, man, I just I can't I you know and the vision that I have is too is like I can't wait for all of our kids to like meet each other. I hope that somehow the relationships that we have created over this amazing experience called Delts at Iowa State can somehow persist and exist with our families to continue because you guys are family to me, and I just think that it's like it it's so cool. So other than the shitty diapers and feeding, like, but it doesn't really matter. That kind of stuff doesn't really matter. It's yours. And the bad thing, good and bad thing, is she looks like Katie and I. So hopefully she looks more like Katie when she gets older.
I thought the same
Katie's
thing.
beast.
I thought the same thing. I was like, you cannot grow up to look like me. That's not possible.
I
Maybe
mean,
they'll
dude,
grow up to be beer pong partners.
right.
Wouldn't that be
Hopefully they
great?
do. Hopefully they're fucking knocking it down and they're just kicking ass and like doing case races like you and I.
That's awesome. I had a little bit more of a struggle, not because I was like resentful or anything about Rosemary, but it was just like, holy shit, like I'm now old.
Hmm.
That rocked me for a little bit, but
Yeah.
um, in the first like 2 months or so, because Merritt was also a C-section and she was like kind of laid up. We just had a really hard time for the first couple months. But after like month 3, it has just been I'm almost out of phone storage. Like I have 100 gigs and I just cannot get enough of like whatever everything that Rosemary is doing. So
Yeah.
uh, if you're there already, that's amazing. But if you're not, you'll get there, and I'm really excited for you guys because uh, you two are the best. So
But and
yeah,
you know this, dude. Like I appreciate that, man. Like, and you two are the best. Well, you three are the best. But it's also like it ebbs and it flows, right? Like so, like and
yeah.
it can go hour by hour too. So like
Oh
it
yeah.
starts off as a great day, and then all of a sudden, like I don't know, you see like a sad car commercial, and it's like, oh, this car protects your family better than everything. I'm like, now we're getting a fucking new car? No, we're not yet. But we're also crying at this car commercial. What car? What are we really doing right now? So, and then like it just sets the mood into a different zone each and every hour on the hour. So,
I had
you just
a couple guys talk to me at the Minneapolis draft that were like, "So do you like have you thought about smashing Rosemary against the wall yet?" I'm like, well, yeah, kinda, but I've resisted, obviously. But there are those nights at like 2 a.m. where you're just like, I'm not gonna be able to keep it
yeah,
together, and all of us
yep.
go through that. But luckily, none of us are psychopaths, and we fucking get through it. But it's comforting knowing like all of us have that point that's like, I'm gonna fucking lose it, but
And
you don't. You're fine. You just walk away.
what
You're
is
good. It's all good.
what does coach say? If nothing, or a big glass of whiskey, a hard glass of whiskey, and a big can of salt. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
no.
Gator. Hey, I got to tell you, boys, that's a perfect crime. Exactly.
So, dude, yeah, man. No, I mean it's I don't know. We'll see until. I mean, I can't wait till she starts like she's just starting to smile. So like you're trying to
Yeah.
figure out if she's smiling because she shit herself or because you actually like she actually loves you or what's going on. So
When they
we're
start
we're
giving back is when it's like, okay, I get it. Yeah.
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 So we're
Yep.
just on the precipice of that. So it's gonna be really cool. And I can't believe it too, man. Like I know did a whole bunch of people have kids when like Rosemary was born, because like I know like Logan just had a kid, Denton just had a kid, so shout out to all them dads. Like, and Denton is joining the girl dad club. I also can't believe
Yep.
how many people, like, out of this fucking 100-person league or whatever, like how many people like have girls. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like
Something in the
it is a
Delt
true girl
Water.
dad world.
Yeah, something in the Delt Water just gave us all girls. We're kind of in like in between. So a lot of our Kansas City friends had kids, or like their first kid, and then obviously T-Shan had two. And then we
The
had
man is
ours, and then
fertile.
yeah, and then now it's everybody hadn't had them yet are now having them. So she's like kind of in between, but she's in a good age. Like she can be really good friends with T-Shan's kids, or
Plays
if we go back
older,
to Kansas
can play
City,
younger. That's cool.
yeah, yeah. Like most of the Kansas City folks we have, they're on their second kid now, but Rosemary was still there when she was super young, and like they know who she is, so it's nice.
Oh, fun, man.
Yeah.
That's fun, brother. Well, eventually we're getting out there for Christmas. I don't know when, but we're actually trying to push for this year, but let's see what happens. So I don't know. I'll text you some dates, but
I know it's early, but myself, T-Shan, when I say myself, I mean my family and T-Shan's family and Benda are all going to be in Ames for homecoming. Zachar might be there.
oh,
So if you have, I know, I mean, she's going to be fucking 2.5 months old, but we're going to be there. So anybody else going to be there? Let's listen to the pod. All four of you. We'll be there for Friday, potentially through Sunday, but at least through the game.
are you going to the game?
Yeah. Yep. We have tickets.
What time is the game?
2:30.
Sorry, I meant to say. Oh, it's Texas Tech, so it's in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. November 2nd. Yeah.
Don't. We don't have to do this live, but yeah, cool, man. Oh my god.
Boom.
Yeah. So, all right.
Tight.
So we'll see Vaughn. I mean, people got to be going. People got to be going.
I would assume so. If the
But
Des Moines people aren't going, the Minneapolis people are coming down, so we'll all be together. So, all right, dude. Well, thanks for joining. Congratulations on Rowe.
thank you, baby.
Devereaux.
Robert.
Devereaux.
Devereaux.
Yeah.
But Roe for now. Robert. My petite Robert. Little French, we like the French stuff.
Robert. I said Roe earlier tonight, and Mayor's like, "Oh, that's adorable," and it's like, "Yeah, that's a really good name. Good name. Good nickname." But all right, thanks for joining, dude. This is a hell of a good first episode. We went 120 instead of 1.
Sorry, I don't know if that's good or bad or whatever, but
It's good for everyone but T-Shan, who doesn't want to watch or he doesn't want to listen to stuff that he subscribes to. So,
well, first off, we talked about T-Shan a bunch, so he's getting his jollies off doing this.
Yeah,
stuff,
he's gonna love it. Hey, Claire, check it out.
Shit. All right, well, let's do this. I mean, I don't need to be a guest. Whatever. Let's get a couple guests on, but let's look at these teams. Let's do some parlays. Let's figure out the winners, and let's try to even if it's $10, I'll throw a $10 parlay on our top teams of the each league or something like that for we should look at some stats whether it's passing overs or your balls caught or touchdowns. We should just start a little. Dude, we should start a little trend. Look at the leagues, who's in first, and take that action, and then
let's start with Hanks and Benda. We'll take their skill position players and try to get the overs on that.
I want Langton because usually
Langton too.
What's going on. Okay, so this is what you're gonna get next week, everybody. You're gonna get Langton, the Hanks, and Benda over parlays. We don't know what they are yet, but we will report back. And then what we should do is we'll make this a consistent little thing.
I like this. Perfect.
Okay. All right. I love you, homie.
Love you, buddy. Bye, everyone.
Talk to you guys later.